When thou eatest of the labor of thy hands, happy shalt thou be, and it shall be well with thee. Easy to recognize, aren't they? Ordinary Americans, free men, different yet the same, and all sure they have this right in common: the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Some are smart, some not. Some are successful, some not. But this, too, they all know. No right is secure unless a man can also work for food, shelter, clothing, and the respect of his fellow men. You could really write a book about it, but we're not doing that today. Today we're moving south on Madison Avenue in New York City, then east on 52nd Street, to the national headquarters of an American organization which believes that if our American rights are to be secure, other free men must have them too. So meet Hadassah, the Women's Zionist Organization of America. I repeat, of America. Remember that. And meet Mrs. Nathan D. Perlman, Vocational Education Chairman of Hadassah, starting a day's work. What is it? A kind of volunteer technical aid program to help the youth of Israel, a sister democracy, help themselves by becoming skilled workers. Simple as that. Why does Israel need such aid? Well, take a look. Any American will recognize the shiny white factories, the sprawling vigor, trademarks of a pioneering people. And they're our kind of pioneers, pulling themselves up by their own bootstraps, with their own blood and sweat, yes, but also with their own work and sacrifice. And that's why here in Romema, outside of Jerusalem, Hadassah set up Brandeis Center B. Recognize the name? Louis D. Brandeis, great jurist, friend of labor and of youth. What more natural link between us and the lads from 50 lands who come here for a transformation? Because you can transform a kid in 4 years of study, matching hand to tool, extending into rigid iron and wood the skill he did not know he had. You can make precision workers and mill hands and repairmen and designers from a youth once hopeless because nobody cared enough to tap the riches of their hands and brains. See this little prism? It fits into a delicate machine called a spectroscope. Its function is to identify elements through colors, but it can also magically throw a light beyond shop or mine into a boy's heart. It can give him hope that with each element detected and used, he and Israel both will be stronger to make a better world. Israel is the land of the book. So what better place to train printers for a people who have reverenced and lived by the word, no matter what indignities their fellow men have heaped on them. From this shop come exquisitely designed storybooks and prayer books, manuals and magazines, which even as the making of them trains, so does it teach the makers. So fine are they, the shop almost supports itself. But more than that, this place supports an ancient love and respect for that which all men say is mightier than the sword. So first, Hadassah trains young workers for industry, making them free to laugh because they love their work, and know that in America, others free as they are thinking how to make them partners in one world, one free society. Now the second front, homemaking and commerce. Israel must find skilled people able not only to feed and clothe their families, but to sell the products they make. Okay, that too, said Hadassah. So up went the Seligsburg High School, first of its kind in 1942. Then a new building to honor another American, a woman this time, a founder of Hadassah. And now, every year, in addition to 4 years of academic work, over 250 students probe the arts and mysteries of business and homemaking. If you've lived as a second-class citizen all your life, learning what to eat and how to make it becomes a great career. Bakers and cooks for homes, hotels, and restaurants are also pioneers in Israel. To respect the skill a newcomer brings is as much an American as an Israeli idea, applicable even in a weaving class. Here, natural love of color and design are developed so that Israel's fashion shops and factories may one day glow with a talent kept fresh, despite persecution. In many crafts, the Jewish people passed from parent to child down through the centuries. And since, where there's commerce, everybody wants a secretary, Israel needs white-collar girls badly. Think what a leap into independence it is for a girl who knew only drudgery before she came, to realize that her hands on the keys advance not only herself, but her country's economy. And that she can become a secretary deluxe in Hebrew, English, and even French before she's through. Now, number 3. The next time you hear about Youth Aliyah, immigration to Israel, think of the lovely settlement of Kfar Vitkin. Here, a rural vocational center has grown up for refugee children, to whom this holy land must bring not only the skill to work, but healing. From cooperative villages all over Israel they come for 6 weeks to learn all the rural arts. Poultry raising, egg production, marketing, grading, animal husbandry, child care, tooling. Great stress is put on mechanical skills which mesh the farmer with the 20th century. Israel's farms and their tool sheds are a lifeline which runs through this Hadassah project too. How do you find these skills? You test a child's capacity delicately. You uncover the gift which all God's children have, then offer it to Israel. And that's how a boy from Morocco who never saw a field, and others from Yemen and Syria and European lands who never held a steering wheel before, become firm friends to farmers in America, whose tractors and red reapers do the same good work for the same good earth in Israel. And the girls sit spinning, finding rest and dignity in ancient crafts that also have a place in this new old democracy. There's one last spot you must also see. Hatub, an interim settlement where, though it's fast doing better, Israel must still house the children and the families for whom a final home is not yet built. Here, and in 3 other places, working with its medical organization and Youth Aliyah, Hadassah extends a hand to children who must be taught the very fundamentals of the joy of work. They're still in temporary quarters, but you ought to see what teaching a boy to make a wooden stool means even in such a place. You ought to see his pride when, as a worker now, he goes to show his family the first small thing of his own manufacture. That's why here, what would be only a long green road to you and me, becomes a triumph for a child who learns that with this row, he owns this earth. That's why the humble job of cobbling a shoe gives the lad who once had no right to work status and curiosity to find more use for hands grown nimble wondrously. And soon he is demanding other skills, realizing that this land to which he owes his rescue can thus be paid with coin more sweet than gratitude. The girls are also liberated here, for they, who also had no future once, become the masters of machines which symbolize a new society. First, they're tense and stiff with balky grace. But when the needle flies and the garment grows beneath their hands, something happens. It's hard to define. You must see it reflected in a mother's face and in her child's. As you must see, watching boys at the primitive job of dressing stones, how work becomes absorbing even to those who never knew its value. How, when the wall is planned and the road is lined, they realize with wonder that somehow they have made a new horizon. Yes, Americans recognize Israel easily. The wild, barren Southland. The exhilarating stench of oil struck in an oil-hungry land. The derricks piercing the land and the sky. The pipelines. The green fields following after. You cannot give the youth of Israel their inheritance like a gift, but you can give them the skills to guide the labor of their hands, so that by the flowering and the fruit of their own enterprise, they secure life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.